welcome back to my channel. Today I'm in the garage because it's very cold outside. It's about 38 degrees. But I want to share with you how I plant my tulip bulbs, daffodils in pots, which is a little different from planting them outside. We're going to do a little cheating because to break the rules a little bit because we're using pots. The reason I'm using pots is because when your tulips are done blooming and your daffodil, they need to stay in the sun so they could soak up that energy for next year's blooms. So the bulb can get energy from all the sun. I don't like it. When they're all done and the blooms have faded and you have to let it get brown. So I'm going to try something different for my planters. I'm going to put them in pots so that I can pull them out and put them in an area in my garden where I don't necessarily have to see them and they're not in the planters, and then I could just do my summer plants. In addition to that, I want to donate some flowers for spring, for Easter, and for Mother's Day. So all these little black pots that I'll be using, these are for my garden. And I have these cute little white ones that I'll be making, planting up for spring. Now, here's the kicker. I'm going to be storing these downstairs in my basement. Not directly in my basement, but we have a storm door. I'll show it up. There's a picture right there. That leads to the basement. I've been testing this for the past couple of weeks. It remains at about 38 to 40 degrees, which, if you know anything about tulips, they need a chill period. So they need to be in a cold environment. So if you bring them inside where it's warm, it's not going to do well. So the reason I'm doing this, last year I had a fail, a complete fail. I had a meltdown. Oh. I planted some tulips and it was really wet. And I think I messed up because I didn't have enough drainage in my container. So usually you can cover them just to protect your bulbs from all that extra moisture. So with this little area, I'm thinking I'll be able to plant my tulips up, keep them at the temperature that they like, and then in spring, after the frost has disappeared, I can put them in their planters. They'll do well. And then when they're all done, I'll move them to another area in the garden, plant some summer flowers so they're all pretty. And then they get what they need, I get what I need. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna fill the pot halfway with my potting mix. I'm using the Espoma potting mix. I love this. Everything I grow in it is just so amazing. So I'm gonna do the first one, and then we'll just keep going with the rest. Okay, so I potted it up halfway, and then I'm gonna add, I don't know where my measuring cups are, so I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna add my biotone. I'll use a saucer. We'll mix that in. I put biotone in everything. It is like a gift. It is so good for your plants. I'm using these saucers because I can't find my measuring containers. And then I'm going to sprinkle some bone meal at the bottom before I put my bulbs in. Okay. And the reason I did this with my tulips outside, and they did extremely well. The guy at the garden center had told me to do this a couple years ago, and I've just been doing it. All right. So we're going to start with this Breeder's Mixture Blend. I got this at Home Depot. I normally order my bulbs at Color Blends, but this year I chose not to do my bulk order because I have so many projects going on in the backyard, and I didn't want to do that investment. And then I had to move things around. Okay, so if you can see, got my bone meal, and then I'm placing my bulbs inside. I am going to place them where they're not touching. You want to make sure the bulbs are not touching. And every one of my pots have a drainage. And if you've seen my video on amaryllis, all bulbs are pretty much the same. There's a point. Let me get a better one so I can show you. Bulbs have a pointy section. That's the top where your blooms are going to come out. And then you have a flat bottom. That's where your roots are. And that's what you put down into the soil. Okay. So I'm thinking, let's see, I have about 158 bulbs. And I have quite a few containers. So we're just going to wing it. And we're going to do about 7 in each one of these. Get a nice, there you go. And then I'm just going to add some soil on top. You want to cover your bulbs. Nice. There we go. I'm going to follow this process until I'm done with this bag. I actually have 2, so I have 40 of these in total. I'll put this over here. Okay, so I'm all done planting up. So I want to label these so I know exactly which plants I put in which pots, and then that way it'll be easier for me to know where they're going. So I have my labels, my label sheet. I did all of them. And what I also did was I'm labeling when they bloom. So whether they're the name of the plant and when they bloom in spring. I don't know if it's clear enough, but I'll throw it up on the screen. Okay, so I planted 25 pots, different variations, tulips, daffodils, and the white ones, those are all tulips. I didn't bother labeling them because I don't need to know where they're going because those are the giveaway. All right, so now I'm going to water them all in and then I'm going to put them in the basement. This is the basement cellar door, so it's very cold. And then I'll show you from inside the basement because we have an exterior door that locks off the basement. So this whole area is cold. It's about 38 to 40. Okay, so I put all 25 containers here in the stairwell underneath the storm door. The top steps, I put all the white ones, which were the tulips. And then these are the different varieties. We have the daffodil, which is a mid-spring replete. Then over here we have our snowdrop, tulips, breeder's blend. This is all spring, which means that it's a blend of early, mid, and late spring blooms. Another snowdrop, and I think, oh, we have these daffodils. I can't even say the name, but that's them. And some more tulips over here. And these are the double mixed tulips, which will be late spring. So what I also have in here, I have a thermometer because I need to see what the temperature is. But because I've had it, the basement door open, now it's at 45. Normally it's between 38 to 40. So there we have it. We're all set. And I set a timer for myself for once a week to come and check on them, just so that I could see how they're doing, check the moisture level. And if you have a covered patio or balcony where it's safe from extra moisture, this is a great project for you as well. So this is my experiment. We'll see how it is. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the spring. We could see the results of the tulips in the cellar. I'm calling it the cellar because you know. But thanks again. Have a great day. Bye.